Hey guys, Mika here, and I'm bringing you probably a ukulele that you've probably never seen before. One of the more unique ukuleles that you're gonna see on YouTube, and one that's also just phenomenal. And just the build quality and just the kind of sound you get out of this instrument, it's really cool. This is the first time I'm ever playing this type of instrument. Go into details a little in a little bit, but this is a custom tenor size J Lichty arch top ukulele. What's really cool about this instrument is that usually tenor size instruments have a scale length, meaning that you take the measurement from basically the zero fret, which is another cool thing about this ukulele. The zero fret right here, and then you go all the way to the bridge. I'm sorry, the saddle, and you measure that, it's 19.25 inches. Usually tenor instruments are about 17 to 17.25 inches. So you have an extra 2 inches on the scale length, meaning that the frets are going to be a little wider apart. You're going to have a little bit more room to have your fingers fit between the frets. And just, you just have a little more space on the fretboard together with those extra 2 inches. This is the first time I'm playing a tenor size ukulele that's 19.25 inches of a scale length. So new experience for me, and this is also a new experience for me because I believe I don't think I've ever played an arch top ukulele. More so, I've never played an arch top guitar before, so this is the sound that you're getting from this instrument is completely new to my ears, and maybe it might be new for you folks too. So we'll explore this together and we'll go through this journey together of trying to break down what I'm hearing through my ears with this instrument. So tenor size, J Lichty custom tenor. Had the privilege of playing other Lichty instruments, fantastic instruments. I'm really excited to play yet another one in this unique fashion. So going over the top, we have beautiful Engelmann spruce wood on the top, and then on the sides and back, beautiful quilted maple. And I mean beautiful, I mean extra beautiful. I mean just perfectly book matched. It's perfect. I have nothing to say. I wouldn't change anything. It's literally a perfect piece of wood book matched together. Um, Coming together on this wonderful instrument, and then even here on the sides, beautiful, accented very nicely. I like the choice of colors in the use of the binding. This is a darker curly coal binding, so you get that really nice brown dark curly coal color with that orange, just really pops out, quilted maple on the sides and back. And then with the, you can never go wrong with having coal binding, especially like a darker curly coal binding with a spruce top. And this Engelmann spruce is really nice. Accents really well with the curly coil. And then even here on the side, before we get back to the top, we have a side port right here, but we also have this side port over here, and it's really cool because you can stick your finger through here. Really cool. But I just love the design of this, kind of like this little cutaway, and just the design itself of this side port, or these two side ports. And what's even cool too about this is that Jay Lichty went ahead and even put a piece of the coal wood on top of the Engelmann spruce, cut it out, and then put a piece of coal there. So really cool design. I'm digging it. It works. It looks cool. I can see the inside of the instrument. I can see the bracing. I can see all the beauty in the inside of the instrument. I can hear myself talk like this, and it sounds really cool. So awesome just design right here. And then coming back on the top, again, I've never played an arch top instrument, guitar or ukulele, so this is all new to me. Just the whole setup itself, this is very new. It seems like ebony wood, or that's used to kind of mount the wire, or the strings here, and then you have a cool looking saddle right there. And then the strings are resting here, and then it's tied up in here. Then you have this kind of faceplate here on the side. And then you can see, maybe not from this angle, flip the instrument around. You can see that the neck is actually floating here. It's not actually connected, or it's hovering above the body right there. So another cool little design right there. So I'll flip it back carefully. And then moving up our way on the fretboard, as you can see, it's very noticeable. We have a ebony fretboard, and then we have a mother of pearl with a lot of that gold hue and that gold color, especially when I'm turning it in the light. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but when I look at it in the light, you can just see all the kind of colors of like that's what that mother of pearl is really nice. You can see different shades like pink and red and green and blue, but a lot of that gold hue color on this intricate kind of vine inlay. And then of course you have mother of pearl fret markers on the side, so you can see exactly where you are when you're playing on this beautiful instrument. And then going to the top, koa faceplate with the L of the Lichty, kind of in that cursive font here on the headstock. Slotted headstock, of course. And then when we move to the back, we have bird's eye maple as the neck, gloss finish. And then on the sides, we have beautiful Waverly tuners, upgraded Waverly tuners with, I believe, snakewood buttons sticking out right here. And for me, Waverly tuners are some of the best tuners you can get in the, not only the guitar, but not only for ukulele, but for the guitar market too. Waverlys are just one of the top tuners you can put on your instrument. In fact, for me personally, I've requested, when I got my custom instrument, I requested to upgrade to the Waverly tuners because, one, they're that nice, and two, I think it's worth it. It's just really, it's really pretty. The gold and then the snakewood buttons, really nice. But yeah, so that's pretty much. Oh, one last thing that I'm noticing, or two last things, is that along with the Mother of Pearl that has that nice gold hue, the frets itself right here, they're also gold, which I've seen on quite a few instruments, like Ho'olau has the gold frets. But here we have the gold frets, and I think it matches really nicely with just like that Mother of Pearl with that gold hue on the fretboard design. So really nice. And then this instrument has a radius fretboard, so I can go ahead and make my bar chords just a little easier, just like that. Okay, so again, this is a first for me playing an archtop instrument. So I already know by just the design of this instrument, it's gonna probably not sound like a traditional ukulele, that warm, kind of rich tone. For this, you're gonna have a lot more from when I was playing it earlier. Let's say I play an F chord. You can hear a lot. It has a loud volume, but really nice, clean sound. But the thing is with this archtop, I'm noticing that a lot of the sound is on the front end. So usually when you play an ukulele and you have a traditional body and you have one sound hole, maybe you might have a side port, you'll hear a lot of the sound kind of like on the back of the instrument right here, because it's reverberating and vibrating against the instrument. But because this is an archtop and the way it's designed, a lot of the sound feels like it's kind of over here, versus when I play traditional ukulele, a lot of the sound is like against like my body. So you get a completely different tone and different kind of sound altogether. The sound is kind of hovering here, so you get a really forward sounding, very forward sounding, which is very interesting to me. But what's really striking to me is just how clean it is. It's very precise and I love it. But it still has that warmth, but that warmth again is more forward than kind of against you. I'm trying to find a way to better explain it. It's still warm, it's still inviting, but it has a bite to it, and I like it, especially for fingerstyle. If you want to do like really fast fingerstyle, or like maybe like jazz picking and soloing, like it has a nice tone and it has a nice timbre to it. Timbre meaning like the texture of the sound. But even up here when you play on the higher frets, it's very clean. I love it. Wow, look how loud it is. It's thanks to that spruce. Wow, that's so loud. It's really nice. So yeah. You know what this ukulele really excels in, now that I think about it? Again, I've never played an archtop ukulele, nor have I ever held an archtop guitar before. But I do know that archtop guitars are very common. I think, was it back then, like in the 50s? I'm not sure, maybe you guys can help me out with that. But I know for a fact that in jazz music, archtops is very common. I think, who plays an archtop? I think George Benson he's from the 70s. Yeah, Earl Klugh. I think they all have archtops. That's from the 70s. So you get that really yeah, something like that for breezing. Like you have that kind of sound, and that's the thing. This ukulele is not trying, or this archtop is not trying to sound like a traditional ukulele. It's trying to sound like an archtop, pretty much like that archtop guitar. It has that very forward sound. It just has that kind of unique quality of sound that you're just not going to get like with a traditional guitar. So it just has that, again, that timbre, that texture very forward sounding texture. So like let's say I do some, and the reason why I think this works so well with like this kind of like swing jazz and stuff is basically because the sound is so clean and it's lacking depth. It has such a forward sound. It's so clean. It's so crisp. You can control the sound a lot. So like we go. It just has such it just matches that kind of genre or that style of jazz playing. So if you're one of those guitar players maybe that plays archtop guitars and you're looking for an ukulele that has that, then this instrument might be for you. So especially sounds clean when you go. You can just hear how clean it just cuts through, super clean. So again, if you have maybe more of that traditional ukulele sound, you have that depth, you have that big body, mature sound. It might get a little muddy if you're trying to make all those quick chord transitions or you're trying to play all these fancy chords. Versus because this has such a forward sound, just look how crisp it is. Something like that. So if you want to add something to maybe your collection or just something to your ukulele just repertoire of like, I want an instrument that just sounds different, it's super cool, you got this kind of instrument. Or if you're a jazz ukulele player or maybe you're a jazz guitar player and you're like, I want to play jazz ukulele, this is a great place to start. So with that, I kind of felt like I played a sound sample already, but here's an uninterrupted sound sample. And before I get into it, I just wanted to say when I was playing those jazz kind of progressions, it's so easy to play this instrument. I don't have to press hard at all. The setup is like, it's perfect. It's like very close to the frets. So I don't have to press hard at all. I can kind of just bounce my way around the instrument and I'm barely pressing for these bar chords. So it sounds really nice and it's just easy to play. So a lot of awesome things. So that's the end of our journey together of exploring this archtop instrument. So let's go ahead and jump into a sound sample. Here we go. As I try to play it as a traditional ukulele. Here we go. It's so responsive. So clean. Now I'll try to do a little more of this kind of comping, jazz comping kind of style. I'll try to go a little slower so we can hear more of how the instrument reacts. So added a beat there, my bad. So clean on the higher frets. here's what some more basic kind of traditional strumming would sound like on this instrument.